Today we're going to make some really pretty rainbow geode rocks for Pride Month. So I'm going to use this foam brush to create my rainbow geode, and I'm using my Craftsmart multi-surface premium satin paints. And so what I'm doing here is adding a dot of each color of the rainbow to my rock, and then I'm going to come back through with the foam brush. And I'm going to try this a couple of different ways just to see how the foam brush behaves. But this first one, I'm putting the dots directly on the rock, and then I'm going to take the foam brush and kind of dab it right in the middle of the dots and then just swoosh it down. And I don't want it to be exactly perfect, so I'm going to kind of go up and down to kind of blend the colors, make sure we get a little purple on that end and that it stretches from edge to edge of the rock. And so you can kind of see there's a bit of blending and there's a little bit of lines, and that's what I want. I think if you did one swipe, you'd have more clear lines on a rainbow. If you wanted that look, it works well also, but I want this to be kind of a blended rainbow where you see a little bit of mixture in the colors. I was a little worried that I wouldn't get good coverage with the paint without gesso underneath, but it's actually doing really well. I think it's that multi-surface quality that helps. And all of these stones are from Stones by Shelley. They are, I think, called Dream Shadows. Super smooth, really pretty. They have nice lines in some of them that I'm excited to see how that pops out when we get resin on them. Now I'm going to try a different method where I put the paint directly on the foam brush, and it worked just as well. So either way works well, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm pretty sure I got the foam brushes at either Walmart or Michael's. They're very affordable. Now I'm going to start creating the geode look with some gold paint. So I'm going to start on the edge, and it's going to be the thickest on the edge between the paint and just the bare rock. So I'm just going to create an edge that's kind of not perfect, not a perfect line, some kind of squiggly lines, and then I'm going to add some highlights by following the lines that were created by the foam brush. So those blended kind of mixed lines come in really handy for creating these gold highlights. So it's almost like we've created our own coloring book lines with the foam brush. So I'm just using those lines to follow along with the gold highlights and kind of letting the paint trail off the brush so that the gold highlight kind of fades into the little lines. And it really is a pretty effect. I can't wait to see what this looks like with resin on it. And now we're going to add one of my favorite things, some glitter paint to increase the sparkle and dimension on those gold highlights. So I'm going to make it thicker again on that border between the paint and the natural stone. And then I'm just going to kind of trail over very lightly over the other gold highlights in the rainbow design. And as I'm doing this, I'm like falling more in love with this design because it was kind of a half-baked idea in my head, and I was like, I wonder if this would work. And it's kind of turning out better than I had imagined it in my head. And now I'm imagining, ooh, you could do red, white, and blue for 4th of July. You could do Christmas. You could do Halloween. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. You could do your favorite colors. But I really like how this is coming out, and I think you're going to like it too. The next thing I'm going to do is add some phrases on the natural stone portions of the rock with my black and white Posca PC1MR pens. They are the best for this kind of writing, and just some of the ones I'm using script, and I'm thickening up those downstrokes so that we have a nice faux calligraphy. And I'm using white on the stones that I think are going to darken up so that the lettering really pops out. And then I thought it would be kind of fun on some of these to make some rainbow colored dots on the thicker letters, just to add a little bit of connection to the rainbow geode side of the rock. And then I had the idea to pull out my gold chunky glitter and add it to that border between the natural stone and the geode to really make that sparkly border pop. An interesting thing about this design is that I think for some of you that don't want to get into paint pouring because it's too messy or it wastes paint, this is a good alternative because it creates a similar look. And I think we could play around with brush strokes to see what kind of looks we could create. Are you up for the challenge? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch. I hope you enjoyed this design and it gave you a little inspiration. If you want to watch more fun videos, click on this one I've got for you on the screen right here, and I will see you next time. Take care.